This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, there's a happy ending for a predator control dog which had been missing on remote Campbell Island. With less than a month till Christmas, southern towns and cities have been holding their Santa parades. And Santa's busy weekend continued as the Jolly Man in Red visited children at Dunedin Hospital. Atamarie, good evening, I'm Daryl Baser. A Conservation Department rodent control dog was flown to Tairi Airfield after he was rescued from remote Campbell Island. He'd been lost around 700 kilometres from home, but the pint-sized terrier is now back on the mainland. Coming in for a four-paw landing. Flint, a Department of Conservation rodent hunter, was recently part of a paw patrol on Campbell Island hunting for predators. However, a run-in with native wildlife scared the Jack Russell Fox Terrier cross, and he went bush. Bad weather set in, meaning his handler's boat had to depart, leaving the wee fella behind.
Because Flint had a muzzle over his nose, he wasn't going to be able to eat. He might have been restricted in how he was able to get water. So we thought we had probably a 3 to 4 day time frame to collect or to rescue Flint in good health. So we went with Heli Otago. They were the quickest option. They were able to do it. They've got the technology, and jeepers, they've been successful, so we're happy with that decision.
The plucky rodent catcher was found waiting at Beeman Base on the other side of the subantarctic island from where he first bolted. Heli Otago crew member Ian Ridley says Flint was found almost as soon as the helicopter got to the base, as he was standing on the hostel's veranda.
He was pretty happy to see us. He shared a bit of bacon and egg pie with us, and unfortunately that made things work a bit in the helicopter for him, which was a bit unpleasant, but that's all right. We're pretty happy to have him back.
Ridley says Flint's handler Richard Johnson gave him the correct commands to whistle up the pint-sized rat catcher. He says Flint enjoyed the trip, making the most of the downtime and getting to stretch his legs midway home.
But he slept most of the way back, and we gassed up again at the Auckland Islands, and he got out and had a bit of a walk around and a bit of an explore, and yeah, we're back here now. So it's been a big couple of days for him, and a big day for everybody.
It was the second hunt for the pint-sized dog, after a 7-hour land and air search of the island's dense vegetation couldn't be completed. John McCarroll says the remote islands are an environment with multiple hazards.
Especially on Campbell Island, it's 700 kilometres from Bluff. There's some real challenges in regards to the timeframes that we had to get there. We're dealing with water. There's some health and safety requirements that we need to understand.
It takes 1 to 2 years to train a conservation dog, and Doc says they're a valuable asset. There are currently 91 dogs working throughout the country, some sniffing out rodents, the others searching for native species. At this stage, the cost of the rescue is unknown. However, sponsors Kiwibank are financially supporting the rescue effort. In Dunedin, The South Today. A woman who pleaded guilty to being an accessory after the fact in respect of the killing of a Dunedin man in February has been jailed for 2 years and 3 months. Alicia Dawson was sentenced when she appeared in the High Court last week. While she played no role in the death of her friend Brent Bacon, she put his body in a sleeping bag and loaded him into the back of his own Toyota. She then dumped his body under a tree on Steep Hill, which runs off State Highway 1 north of Waitati. Despite the trauma caused to the family by the killing, the victim's sister asked the court not to send Dawson to prison. Defence counsel told the court Dawson was using methamphetamine every day at the time of the offending. The judge acknowledged her sad history of abuse, drug addiction and mental illness. With less than a month to go before Christmas, towns and cities around Otago and Southland have already started holding their annual Santa parades. This weekend saw the streets of Wamaru, Dunedin and Invercargill filled with floats in a celebration of both Christmas and the local communities.
Saturday morning saw Oamaru's Christmas parade starting on the Thames Highway and heading south, travelling along Lower Thames Street. The town's cultural diversity was celebrated by the involvement of the Waitaki district's Filipino, Pacifica and Thai communities. The parade also recognised the role agricultural and industrial businesses have played in the growth of the district. Further south on Sunday, an estimated 40,000 people of all ages lined Dunedin's George Street and the Octagon to enjoy the 2019 Santa Parade. Dunedin's cultural diversity was showcased by several of the entering floats, and local wildlife was also celebrated in the parade. We asked one of the many fans who he was looking forward to seeing on the day.
Santa.
You want to see Santa?
Yeah.
Are you waiting for a present?
Yeah.
Are you nice or naughty?
Nice.
While the parade included some classic floats from previous years, such as a fire-breathing dragon, a royal albatross preparing for liftoff, and a pirate ship, one of the crowd favourites was the new edition of a Harry Potter float featuring Hogwarts Castle. A crowd of about 20,000 made Invercargill's Christmas parade one of the largest on record for the region. Among the floats were those of expats from Brazil, Colombia, Thailand and the Philippines. Mayor Tim Shadbolt went over to the dark side on a float featuring the Death Star and his son as a young Star Wars stormtrooper. Marching bands, rock and roll dancers, as well as characters from children's stories and of course Father Christmas were among the 50 floats that took part in the hour-long parade, which looped from Gala Street, down D and Tay Streets and then back up Kelvin Street. Across the southern region, the South Today.
2 people are due to appear in Dunedin District Court this week after a gun was pulled during a road rage incident at the weekend. A 29-year-old man and 35-year-old woman were pulled over and arrested on State Highway 88 north of Dunedin on Saturday. Police say the man is alleged to have pulled either a .22 caliber rifle or a shotgun on a driver of another vehicle. The man has been charged with weapons offences as well as driving while suspended and possessing cannabis. The woman has been charged with possessing an offensive weapon. Police say the driver of the other vehicle was shaken but otherwise fine. The pair are due to appear in the court on December the 5th. Santa Claus made a special visit to Dunedin Hospital to meet children who were unable to attend Sunday's parade. With the help of the Santa Parade Trust, there were more than enough presents to hand around, with some of the gifts being made in the Otago Corrections Facility workshop.
Father Christmas makes a visit to Dunedin Hospital's children's ward, extending season's greetings to 11-month-old Cooper McCook, who was in hospital for a heart condition. While youngsters in the hospital over 6 years of age receive presents from the Santa Parade Trust, there's a range of wooden toys for children under 6, which have been created in the nearby prison.
All made from the correction centre down in Milton, from the prisoners in the carpentry room. So everything's all these beautiful wooden toys for boys and girls.
Young Cooper is likely to be flown to Auckland Starship Hospital before the end of this week, where he is set to have a pacemaker fitted. His father, Jason McCook, says Cooper had been happy to have a close-up encounter with a cheerful old Father Christmas.
The joy in his face is sort of, he's not really a stranger person, but he definitely enjoyed that.
Look, you look around, everyone's smiling and giggling, and this is what it's all about.
And Elwood says more than 100 presents were brought into the ward, enough for all the children who are likely to be treated in the ward between now and Christmas. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Merry Christmas.
And still to come on the South Today, a group of children from Taieri Beach School try their hand at whitebaiting, and a travelling roadshow is giving visitors a sense of navigating the South Pacific. See you after the break.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map.
MoleMap is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Lana Castle is proud to showcase their new retail space. Simply purchase an annual garden pass for year-round access to the garden, cafe and gift shop, or apply for a host card giving you full access to the castle, ballroom, cafe, gift shop and garden when accompanied by a full paying guest. Check out the website for full terms and conditions.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Nā mai anō, welcome back. Tairi Beach school pupils had an expedition recently to the local river mouth for their annual whitebaiting trip. The event gave the children the opportunity to see firsthand what they've been learning in the classroom about the native fish's life cycle.
Armed with nets, pupils from Tairi Beach School try their hand at catching whitebait next to Narston Park at Tairi Mouth on Friday.
This has been going on for about 10 or 11 years. Every year we come down and do whitebaiting as a whole school, and sometimes we're successful and sometimes we're not.
Pupil Danielle Hawkins has already learned how the whitebait are juveniles of 6 different species of galaxid fish that lay eggs in vegetation beside streams and are then washed out to sea, swimming back upstream after half a year out at sea.
The mother goes to lay the eggs in the grass, and then the seawater washes the eggs up into the seawater, and then they turn into the babies, they hatch, and then they go into the fresh water, and then they lay eggs, and it goes all over again.
The day at the river mouth gives the pupils a chance to encounter other seashore life as well.
But today we're getting lots of crabs, but we haven't seen any whitebait yet, so we're going to be very determined and keep persevering. We may get some whitebait later on.
Running from mid-August until the end of November, the whitebait season closed in Otago this weekend and finished halfway through November along the west coast. At Tairi Mouth, the south today.
The Ministry of Education's Tuia Mātauranga Roadshow had a stop in Dunedin yesterday. The event commemorates the first Waka Haurua and European ships arriving in Aotearoa.
Navigating by the stars, as many ancestors did, but from the safety of a virtual reality headset. The Tuia Mātauranga Roadshow stopped outside Toitu Settlers Museum in Otepoti, Dunedin yesterday. The travelling display is free to the public and marks the arrival of the first waka arriving 800 years ago, and the arrival of Europeans 250 years ago.
It's the Ministry of Education's program. It's a national education program supporting Tuia 250, the commemoration which is run by the Ministry of Culture and Heritage, and that's commemorating 250 years since the first meeting of Māori and non-Māori onshore.
With the help of some cutting-edge technology, the roadshow hopes to encourage conversations about our dual heritage and shared future.
All of our resources are in Māori and in English right across. We also have conversation starter cards too, which are called He Meka, which means is that so? And so the idea there is there's 52 facts on one side, and on the other side are questions that families can ask of each other, sort of to learn more about your identity and whakapapa, who you are as a family, who your community is, and also your nation.
Each stop on the tour has a custom shared future wall, localised to each area.
And we do that because we want people that come to the truck to know that the feedback that they give is localised to them, and we actually put that information on our website as well so that other people can see what's great about Dunedin now that we're in Dunedin at the moment.
The roadshow was set to stop in Oamaru today on its journey up to the final destination of Kaikoura. In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, we have great news for fans of international rugby, and we have footage of dolphins frolicking in Otago Harbour. See you soon.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Thanks for staying with us. Dunedin is set to host Scotland in a rugby test match next year. New Zealand Rugby has confirmed Forsyth Bar Stadium will host Scotland on July 18th. It's the only test to be played in the South Island in 2020. Auckland and Wellington are due to host 2 tests each, with Hamilton hosting a test against Argentina. Wales will play tests in Auckland and Wellington, while Auckland will host South Africa and Wellington will host the Wallabies. Dunedin Venues Management Limited is said to be thrilled to be hosting the Test match. Several pods of bottlenose dolphins have been spotted swimming in Otago Harbour. The aquatic mammals swam in a loop from Maya up the harbour and back. The waterborne commotion caused traffic trouble along West Harbour as commuters drove to and from lookout points to catch a glimpse of. One witness describing the dolphins as dancing as they were leaping in the air. University of Otago zoology professor Liz Sluton was among spectators and says it's common for animals to socialise in this way, which includes jumping around, making body contact, swimming upside down and touching each other with their flippers. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A predator control dog which had been missing on remote Campbell Island has been rescued by helicopter and is safely back on the mainland. With less than a month to go till Christmas, southern towns and cities have been holding Santa parades with thousands of people enjoying the events. And Santa's busy weekend continued as the Jolly Man in Red visited children at Dunedin Hospital who are unable to attend Sunday's parade. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Welcome, Stu Oldham. Help me out here, buddy.
G'day, Daryl. How are you, mate?
Good.
Good. Well, we're all about the money tomorrow in the Otago Daily Times. We're looking at the millions of dollars that the government has decided they're going to invest in local schools to help fix up their buildings. The government's allocated $400 million to schools around the country, and a big chunk of that's going to come to southern schools. It's the biggest cash injection for 25 years, and about 250 schools across the south are going to get anything up to $400,000 to do what they need to do. They've got to get it done in the next 2 years. Local contractors say that they can do it, but it will be tight because that's not a long time frame to do anything these days. We're also looking at the impact of an American tradition, the Black Friday sales, which suddenly pushed millions of dollars around our economy. Black Friday sales lasted all weekend and retailer sales are cracking success, as we already know. Paymark, though, that's the outfit that looks after EFTPOS machines, they tell us that $36 million was pushed through the machines over the weekend. That's not bad. The Chamber of Commerce says that it is, in fact, a fair chunk of change, so it comes at a pretty good time of the year. Now, you've already been talking about the All Blacks coming to Dunedin, as will we be tomorrow, with a bit more of an in-depth examination of that. As ever, we're already predicting All Black win, and as ever, the local businesses here are saying that it's going to be fantastic for them too. Test weeks, test weekends are always really good. And finally, we're branched out to deliver a story that'll leave you all speechless. There's a bit of a clue there. One of our intrepid business reporters has made his way up of New Zealand's tallest tree. It's an 82-metre behemoth, a eucalyptus out at Orokonui Eco Sanctuary. So who would have thought Dunedin would have the New Zealand's tallest tree, and who would have thought that it'd have to be an Australian import?
Good gosh. Thanks, that's Stu. All that and more in tomorrow's ODT. Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view taken of a visitor to Dunedin beaches sunbathing on Sunday evening. Looking at the situation, a strong west to northwesterly airflow blows over the region tomorrow and on Wednesday, with more heavy rain in the west and strong winds in the east. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are set for cloudy skies, rain and the chance of thunder with 18 degrees. Heading across to the northeast, like those on the west coast, Nelson and Blenheim can also expect cloud, rain and 19 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, the wet weather continues down here. Kaikoura and Christchurch head for 22. Ashburton, you should make it to 23 degrees, but it'll also be wet for you as well. To the southern outlook, Vauclutha, the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore can all expect strong northwesterlies, some rain and 16 degrees. Heading across to central Otago, strong northwesterlies and rain are the order of the day here too. Wanaka and Queenstown, you're both due for 16 degrees. Alexandra, you're in line for 19. While Te Anau, you've also got rain and 16 degrees. Heading to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru have strong northwesterlies and high cloud. Timaru 23, Oamaru 22. Faisal and Omarama can both expect strong northwesterlies and some rain with 18 degrees. In Dunedin, a few showers tonight with gusty northerlies, looking at an overnight low of 14 degrees. Showers at first tomorrow, then clearing for high cloud and sunny periods by mid-morning, warm with fresh gusty northerly winds, a high of 21 and a low of 14. Changeable on Wednesday with sunny periods and cloud, and a few showers during the afternoon, fresh to strong gusty northwesterlies, a high of 19 and a low of 12. And in Invercargill, showers tonight with an overnight low of 12 degrees, cloudy tomorrow with periods of showers and a few dry periods, a high of 17 and a low of 12. Colder on Wednesday with strong gusty west to northwesterly winds, a high of 15 and a low of 11. And that's all from the South Today team for this Monday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Taki te anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.